Oh, man. That voice right there has been, man, that's been in the soundtrack of our lives for a long time.
Yes.
I use lyrics from songs he wrote to talk to women.
Oh, boy.
I only think of you on 2 occasions.
That's
Tracy
when.
say, what's that?
No, it's that's when, not what's that.
Oh, okay. Well, in my lyric book.
You gonna mess up the lyrics in front of the man
that's
who wrote
day
it?
and night. When I look at his accomplishments, and I know he's not the type of person that brags about it, and that's not why he does it. I think he's truly a gifted man of music, and he makes it because he loves it, but he contributed over 800 million records sold and over 1 billion record streams. I believe it's probably more than that. We couldn't really regulate what was being sold back in the day, pre-SoundScan. We didn't know what mom and pops was selling back then, Heather B. Mm-hmm. This man has won over 12 Grammys, 5 NAACP Image Awards. The list goes on and on. But I call him a doctor because of the byproduct of what he creates has been medicine for us for over the years as we make it through different eras of our life, different scenarios that we've gone through, whether it's love loss, money loss, friend loss, or wins. Whatever it is, he's always had songs out at that time that we can identify with. And I want to thank him for that because no matter what goes on in the world, you could turn on a Babyface record and feel good about yourself. Please welcome the one and only Kenny Babyface Edmonds is here, man.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Wow. I'm going to stop playing, man. Hey, bro.
Hey, you just made me feel real important.
You are, to me. If there's no one else, to me. You work with Bootsy Collins.
Actually, I didn't work with him. I was just kind of in the studio with them. So just walked in.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be doing the demos, but I didn't actually work on it. But I walked in the room, and that's when he said Babyface.
That's how you got named.
That's how I got the name, yeah, from Bootsy, yeah.
Did you, like I would imagine if I walk in a room with Ed Bradley, you know, or some of the legendary correspondents, I'm taking something from him. Like I'm learning something from him. Was it anything from Bootsy you got a chance to absorb?
I think just being around Bootsy, you absorb, you know, because Bootsy has so much flavor in everything he does. And he's just so, I don't even know the word to put it. He's always had a vibe. And so if you learn nothing is that, you know, presentation is everything with Bootsy.
Presentation is everything. Yeah. Babyface is here, so write that down. He's going to say a lot of stuff that's probably going to be considered a gem today. Were you always this person even prior to the studio, or did the music help build the image? Were you cool prior to the...
No, I wasn't cool.
You said that too quick.
Nah, not cool at all. Shy, corny, maybe, all that. The music helped. You know, I just kind of start trying to match the music. That's how.
You cool today though? You think you cool now?
Do I think I'm cool?
Yeah.
If you think I'm cool, then I'm cool.
Man, you cool as a motherfucker, Babyface. You the coolest there is, damn it. When I think of you on 2 occasions, I'm just joking. I think of like a lot of the great composers, and what I'm trying to get to is who do you admire? Like when I think of just different composers in the past who have done great work, Quincy Jones comes to mind.
Yeah.
Lionel Richie comes to mind. Mm-hmm. You know, Maurice White comes to mind.
No question.
Nile Rodgers come to mind. Who are those people that? Who was your for me? Dr. Dre and these dudes were my Rakim, LL. Those were my ahs. I'm sure they were your ahs too. But who else in the music world?
I mean, to start with, it was Stevie. You know,
Stevie Wonder.
And Marvin Gaye, and Smokey Robinson, of course. And, then it was Paul McCartney and John Lennon and James Taylor, and it was everybody. I mean, anybody. Anytime I heard a great song, you know, that inspired me. So it was everyone, and Quincy is included in that as well. All the people you mentioned, you know, it's not just before. It's also people, you know, your contemporaries, you know, people that are great writers, you know. You get blessed, you know. You listen to how they write and you follow them. That's from Teddy Riley to, you know, everybody from Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. You know, I grew up, you know, with them, but listening to them, being inspired by them as well. So,
is there a song that you've written? You did Tender Love totally different from Force MD's Tender Love, right? But it's two different songs.
Yeah, I wish I wrote that one though. Anyway.
Oh man, that shit was big, right?
That was a good one. That was a good one.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's Jimmy and Terry, I think, right?
They produce. Here I lay.
What are you doing?
I'm singing in front of Babyface.
Yo, he just laughing like, bro.
I can't sing, but I love to sing.
I understand.
How much auto-tune would you put on Sway, baby?
No,
the
no.
whole machine?
No.
You just throw the machine at Sway.
No. Sometimes honesty is the best thing. So auto-tune would just mess it up. So do
Thank you,
your thing.
Face. Thank you, Face. Babyface is here, man. The other thing, we're trying to squeeze a lot in a short amount of time because I know you have to go. But LaFace Records was very pivotal in the development of sound when it comes to hip hop, because with groups like TLC, with groups like Goody Mob, even T.I., all these different folks you guys got to work with, we start hearing a lot of organized noise. Dallas Austin, did you know when you met them that they were talented or gifted? Or
the talent was just in Atlanta. When we went to Atlanta, it was just there, just ready to be picked. Mm-hmm. And then not just there, but when people heard that we were there, heard that things were going on, they started coming to Atlanta. So it was just a perfect time for the birth of Atlanta music. The rebirth, I should say, because it had a thing once before. But to expect for it to do what it's done and how long it has lasted and is still going strong, I think it just makes us proud that we were there.
That you were there.
At the beginning of it.
Yeah.
When you talk about expectation, was there a song that you wrote that surpassed even what you thought? Like, I can't believe people still react to this song. Like, is there a song that even surpassed what you thought?
Well, every song, I don't. When you write a song, you hope that everybody likes it, but you never know. Mm-hmm. And because you might think, this is going to be one, and then it's not one.
Right.
So, so I just kind of got off of thinking of trying to predict. Period. And so when something does happen, then you love it, but some things go beyond, like End of the Road. Who would have known that would have done what it did?
And you just threw that out there.
It's random.
Random. End of the world.
Yeah, and then more recently, just this whole rebirth of Can We Talk? How that just, and even when I do my shows and I go through a medley of songs that I play that I've written for everybody, and every time I hit that one, it's just like the world sings along, and they sing along anyway. But when that one comes, they really go in hard, and so you don't know when you write that song or how that happens or why it happens, whether it's timing or anything. It's really hard to call. So,
Babyface is here, y'all.
Yeah.
The round of applause. Tracy G.
I have two things I want to kind of squeeze in, but as I'm staring at you, it's just making me think about the power of kind of having a signature look. Mm-hmm. And how that brings a lot of mystery, and someone can just begin to have a curiosity about you, and also it makes your music stand out. Talk to us about your glasses, the choice in sunglasses. Like, what was the first frames you put on? Is there a story behind how it represents your brand?
They just make me look cooler. That's all.
That was deep, man. Kenny, that was deep.
It is deep. It just years ago, the first time I saw some stars wearing glasses, it was the Jackson 5. Oh. And they were on their victory tour, and they put those glasses on. I said, that is so cool. And I just always wanted to put glasses on. So I put glasses on, and we started way back in the Deal days, and and it's just been kind of one of those things that I kind of always do. Don't always have them on, but sometimes a lot of times it's cool, and it's early in the morning. I might have red eyes right now, so so it helps right now.
It works.
Okay.
I'm with it.
You with that?
Yeah.
All
The
right.
second thing I was curious about, we've always heard, I think it's Erykah Badu who said, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. I think that first came from her. And I was reading an interview you did of Entertainment Weekly. You were talking about the song you have of Kehlani on this project, Girls Night Out, called Seamless.
Yes.
And how initially she said, I think this is too boring.
It was not that one. It was another one. We were writing another a wedding song. She wanted to do a wedding song for that was different, And she said, I want to write a wedding song for lesbians, and I want to go down that road. So she said, I want to write the first one. And I said, okay, all right, that sounds cool. Let's do that. And then as we were doing, she said, this is too Disney. This is boring. Let's get out of here. And she don't want to do Disney. So we escaped Disney, and then we went to Seamless.
Got you. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Damn. Kehlani, where's she from, Face?
She's from up north, California, I think, Oakland.
There you go. You better talk your
gosh.
shit, Face. That's where I'm from, bro. That's where I'm from.
That's why he wasn't.
You just want to.
Exactly.
You saw how you were set up?
Nice setup.
Face, I've been doing this, brother. I've been doing this, man.
I love Kehlani, though.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
incredible,
she's
right?
She's amazing.
Yeah,
she's amazing.
Incredible. I've watched her. Dwayne Wiggins from Tony. She used to be in a group with him years ago.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I watched her from the toddler to now. Look what she's doing, man. Amazing, right? Mike, you want to get one in before Face got to cut out?
Yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite albums of all time, and not just because it's yours, but is the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. I thought that was like a masterpiece.
Yes.
And so I know you, to a question earlier, you think every song you write, you just hope it's not corny. What was your approach to Waiting to Excel? Like when you went in, because you had so many talented artists on there, did you go in with no expectations? What was your approach to such a project like that?
I was concerned initially because I was writing for the film, so initially it was really kind of writing for the film first before the artist, and then we had to figure out what artist would work with the song. And so Forrest would give me a scene and say, okay, let's write to this one, and he might give me a sample track of something that he wanted something like, and then I'd have to kind of get something in that vibe. And so the list, me and Whitney had come up with the list of people that she accepted. There were those that she wasn't accepting. And
who she didn't accept?
I still can't say.
Okay.
I still can't say.
Okay.
So and then she was and then we went through that, and then at that point I had to figure out what songs would work for who. And it kind of worked out that way. It was not really something that as I came up with the track, then I figured, okay, this person could probably sing on this track, and kind of went down that road.
When I listen to Girls Night Out, to Mike's point, Waiting to Exhale is what came to mind to me for some reason, because I looked at all of these Ari Lennox, round of applause when I say her name, Ari Lennox.
Yeah.
Queen Naija, who's been on this show before.
She's dope too.
Ella Mai, all of these different amazing R&B female vocalists. And I wonder if it was any spirit in the Waiting to Excel soundtrack that you were able to co-opt into making this Girls Night Out. And then why did you want to make a project featuring all girls?
Well, it's something that comes natural with me working with girls. But I think in general, the difference with Excel is I wrote that all myself, and kind of just, it was my ideas from my head. Whereas this project we wrote together. And so it wasn't just my ideas. It was the artist and also the producers that I had there with me. So it was really a collaboration project. And their voices are different today than yesterday. They sing about different things, and there's a lot more confidence. There's independence. It's the 90s, say, R&B girls were different than the girls today. They have things to say and aren't afraid to say it. And I applaud that, and I love the fact that they can say anything and use any words in the English language. You can use everything, and I think that makes for great art. It was fun to be a part of that, and I think that a lot of these girls, I'm happy to be able to help showcase them for people that weren't paying attention. I hope that this helps showcase them, because there's so much talent out there, and I'm happy to be a part of that.
When I saw you incorporate Ari Lennox and Coco Jones.
Oh yeah.
I said, yo, Face is in his bag. Like, because Coco Jones is one of those silent sleepers that people, they not, I don't know, they not seen as oblivious to him. What was your experience with Coco?
I heard Coco, and I heard her voice, and actually my partner in this actually showed me, Rika told me to check out Coco, and I listened to her. I said, wow, she can really sing. And then when she came in the studio, and we wrote, and and she started singing, I was like, no, she's like really good. She really deserves to be here, and I hope that people can listen to her and then see exactly what that is. I kept on being surprised by a lot of the artists from Tiana Major 9, who came in there and blew me away. Everybody kind of stepped up to the plate, where I was like, okay, I'm so glad I did this.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Is there a female artist who you haven't had the opportunity to work with yet that you want to work with?
I mean, yeah, there's probably a number of them still today that I would love to get in the studio with one day, being like Jasmine and
Jasmine Sullivan,
even Summer and
Summer Walker.
But my one person that for years that I hope one day to get in the studio with, which I don't know if it ever happened, but it would be Sade.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
Goodness gracious.
Why wouldn't that happen?
I don't know, but I'm just saying that would be the.
We'll put this
Ultimate
out. Don't
pinnacle.
worry. We'll work on it. I'll tag her on this.
Sway got a universe, Babyface. Yeah.
If it ever happens,
Well, if you can sway her to look my way. So.
okay, I got you, Kenny. I got you, because she's working on her new album right now.
I heard that. So,
She is.
how y'all know that, by the way?
Come on,
He
man.
has a
Don't-
universe.
come on,
He
man.
knows it. Yeah.
Bro, I was on the beat on 92.3 of the beat in 1993. Come on, man. You know what it was like in L.A. back then. Y'all used to come up there. You used to come up there suited and booted. Come on, man. You used to leave the hallways and it still smelled like good. Y'all had that cologne on. I remember that. I remember all this.
That wasn't cologne. That was like hair stuff, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, something. It was slippery in the hallways, too. I didn't know what that was.
He said hair stuff, Sway.
Wait. We got a couple callers. I just got to let them get this off real quick, man. Joel is in Indiana.
What up, Joel?
Rise and shine.
No.
Joel, my bad, dog.
Joel.
My bad.
What up, Sway? What up, family? Hey, everybody. Hey, ladies. I got to give everybody due respect.
Hey.
What's up?
Hey, how y'all feeling this morning? Everybody blessed?
Yes, indeed. Hey, Babyface got a new project. Girls Night Out is out now. If you can only ask a question if you get the project.
I don't know that, bro. I just wanted to tell him we love him still in Indianapolis, man. I don't know that project yet. I'm sure I'm gonna get on it. He from Naptown. And what I wanted to ask him, what talent would you ever come back to Indianapolis and get any talent, or have you came back, or would you put a studio here in Indianapolis? Your roots, where you come from. You went to school with my mama now. You know all the Cushionberry. Y'all heard me say my mama now.
Yeah,
you know the Cushionberry, the Landers, all the people back then. But would you come back and get some talent from Indianapolis? I've heard everybody else, and I respect all of them and love them all. And if you ever get on there with my wife, Sade, let me know. But would you ever come back to Indianapolis?
All right, that's the question. Would you?
That's the question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been back many times. Always looking at people I've grabbed, worked with a number of musicians from there. But other than that, just if something ever hits me right then, yeah, for sure.
Joel, thank you, man. Get the album, man. Will you ever get his new album? Get that, all right? Good citizen.
Sway morning.
Lou in the DMV. Lou, what up?
What up,
Big
Lou?
Lou.
Hey, what's good?
What's up? What's that?
Babyface, I was thinking about something for about the last 30 years. Every time I hear some of your songs, I hear that it could possibly be a crossover in country. Given all your collaborations, have any of your songs been thought of by a country singer as a crossover for them in that genre?
Not yet. I've talked to a couple of country artists that have talked about doing it, but we haven't done it quite yet. But, good point.
Good point. Hey, Face, let me ask you this, man. Lionel Richie, this is just a moment about another person, individual, who I don't feel like has received I don't know if we know all that he's accomplished. As a business mogul, as a singer, songwriter, producer, what are your thoughts? If you had to write something about Lionel Richie and who he's been as a musician, what would you say as an artist?
The interesting thing about Lionel is Lionel's one of those few artists that come and hit not just R&B but hit the world in general. So he expands, but just R&B. It's also pop as well. But R&B is pop to me in many ways. But it just his reach goes far beyond, and he has had this ability to have, when you speak of Lionel, because you speak of someone that actually hits country, the songs that he's written, they certainly feel like he was a country artist himself.
Mm-hmm.
And in all honesty, he's from Alabama, so he's really it's just country R&B, and that's really where it all comes from. And that's why there's a similarity between country music and R&B, because a lot of Southern people, when you come from there, you tell the stories the same way. And Lionel's been an amazing storyteller in his music, and not just a storyteller, but he's also an entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows how to, make you feel good. When you go to one of his shows, you don't leave not feeling good.
That's right.
Lionel's, I would agree. I think he's not appreciated as much as he should be for what he accomplished in the time that he accomplished it, the records that he sold, the tours that he did, and also the fact that he's still here, still relevant, and still doing it and kicking hard to this day. So I got nothing but love for
Lionel Richie, come on, man. One last person who's a contemporary, and I see this man working hard in Vegas, and I got to take my hat off to him because I've known him as a young man as Usher. I met him when he was 12.
Yeah.
Yo guy, when y'all used to bring him to the Bay, to KMEL. I worked on 106 KMEL when Keith Naffley was there. And Joey Arbinger. That's who hired me. Keith hired me to radio, right?
Ah.
Come on, Kenny, man. We
Runs deep.
We run deep, baby. But Usher is really, holding on his shoulders a lot right now when it comes to R&B. And he's steadily proving to folks that R&B isn't dead, with that narrative that was floating around. I'm not even going to go into that with you because you are here, so R&B is alive. But he's taking it to a different level. You knew him from the beginning of his career, right? You guys signed him, right?
Yes. I mean, Usher is he's an amazing artist, and he's just kind of like just standing up and saying, "We are here. I am here," and he's proving in Vegas that how much R&B is alive, because he's selling out that place every time he steps on that stage.
Come on.
It's not easy to step on that particular stage. He's on the stage that Bruno steps on.
Right.
And so normally you don't see one of us get in there and hold it down like that. He's holding it down. He's proven that, it is alive and it's well, and he proves it every weekend that he does it. And not only that, but just Usher in general, as a person, as a kid, as a person, he's always going to be a kid to me, but he's an amazing spirit, and that's not the norm. Where you can find someone that has success like that and to still be able to have that same spirit, and he's had it throughout his career and throughout his life, and I can be nothing but proud of him and who he has become and who he will become in the future. It's the sky's the limit for Usher.
Yes.
And I always applaud him and always happy to see what he's doing and how he's doing it.
He's amazing, man. Salute to Usher. That dude is amazing. Man, Babyface, Citizens, man, give this man a big round of applause.
For real.
Kenny Babyface Edmonds. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Please come back.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Good. I got you on record.
Locked in.
All right. Good to new album, Girls Night Out. We're about to play this. Keeps on falling. Kehlani, let's take him to the Bay. You don't got that one? Huh? What do you say?
We played it.
We played it already?
Yeah.
We played it.
Let's do it. Ari Lennox. You love Ari.
Liquor. Do I got liquor? Let's drink some liquor with Ari. I was on her IG Live this past weekend.
Was you
Here
working?
it is.